Welcome to Sacred Tea. I'm Phil, and I'm here to share with you what I've learned, what I'm still learning, and what I'm leaving behind for my son and anyone else that the universe decides to send this way. So if you want to create your dream life, manifest with purpose, heal genuinely, or simply live a life that feels really good, you're in the right place. So let's get into it. Hello, everyone. Today, I was thinking about a wild mix of psychology, biology, and internet debates. Why confidence is a good thing, why too much of it can backfire. And I started to meditate on the question, can 100 men really beat one gorilla? So here are some reasons why I believe 100 men may think they can beat one gorilla. More or less, they're overconfident. A lot of people just overestimate their abilities. They are under the impression that they can beat this gorilla by sheer numbers alone. They don't realize that a gorilla can lift over 1,800 pounds and has 10 times the strength of the average human. So numbers alone will not get the job done. They have a lot of testosterone. They have to prove this masculinity, which can cloud their judgment in thinking that I can do this. It's not a video game where you can feel like the numbers will just help you get there. You're going to tick off the health of the gorilla with so many punches and kicks that eventually it will, get you there, and that's not the case. Or, they've seen movies, showing, humans beating these animals with these, clever tactics that they're going to put together, whether they're going to run it through some sort of house and make it fall down in some sort of man pit or whatever, and you're going to defeat it that way. When in reality, they have never been up close and personal with a gorilla outside of a zoo or an enclosure, let alone out in the wild with it, with no shelter, no way to really get away from it and have to fight it. And I also feel like they just think that, they're going to somehow drum up this army hive mind like a Navy SEALs team, and they're going to just go ahead and just attack, not realizing that as soon as one of their buddies gets slammed across the wall, ripped off, or bit, that's going to be it. They're going to be running for the hills, And as crazy as it may sound on the surface that 100 men think they can beat a gorilla, when we dig deeper, it reveals a more powerful truth about mindset, belief, and human behavior that can actually help us achieve goals in our life. So how can that mindset help you achieve or reach big goals? Well, you have to have the idea in mind before you can have action towards it. Even if you don't believe that this is even possible, it's unrealistic, it's not true, you've never seen it happen before. A ton of inventions, accomplishments started with people thinking something almost impossible, like impossible, and making it happen. Even when the doubt was in, even when other people think they couldn't do it. And that collective confidence can inspire progress. When people unite around a shared goal, even a crazy wild one, a group can believe that it's real and start making steps and improvements to make that happen. Think of startups, teams, revolutions, or even just your community doing stuff in the community. You have to have the vision at first. That doesn't mean you need to have a perfect plan. You can have a horrific plan. As long as you have the vision to make it happen, you can improve upon your plan. And then you'll understand that, failure isn't feared when you're hyped up. Those 100 men had the confidence and they overrode their fear. And that mindset is one guided helps you push through your self-doubt. The bigger the goal, the more people will help flock to it and rise to the occasion. So how could that backfire? Well, when you're overconfident, you're unprepared. When you're unprepared, you just left out there thinking that you can make something happen because you believe in it, but you haven't really fully thought out your plan. The plan is what's needed to help other people get on board, to help see your vision, to have the same confidence and and belief and faith that you have. And again, you got to have a plan. That comes with being prepared. So when you do have someone who's interested and sees the vision with you, they can help assist. They know their role, and in ignoring that reality, being unprepared, you won't evolve. It hurts your growth. If you can't see the facts or the feedback that someone is giving you because you're not paying attention, you haven't even vetted your own plan, then you're going to feel those limits. Okay. And then when that person tells you that, hey, I saw this, I'm noticing that, and then they look at you and you don't even have an answer for what they have issues with, how can they help you? How can you move forward? You need to know your limits so you can break them, not ignore them. And it's easy to talk big and feel like you're ready for it, but that follow through is essential because not everyone is built for the battle. So you have to help people get ready, including yourself, so you can make these goals come true and be reality. Stay grounded in why you believe in the first place that it was possible. And the plan can also help you remind yourself why it was possible. Because sometimes we too forget. So use that fire, channel it, because confidence without direction is just chaos. But when you pair it with learning and faith, it becomes a superpower. So what's the takeaway? 100 men versus a gorilla. That mindset just lets us know that the belief is the raw power. But to truly achieve your goal, you got to keep that belief grounded, focused, and humble. Dream like 100 men, train like a warrior, think like a leader, but never underestimate the gorilla or the grind. So signing off, stay sacred and sit slow. If this resonated with you, don't keep it to yourself. Go ahead, like, subscribe, share with someone who may need this moment of reflection too. If you want to be a part of the conversation, send your voice note. Your story might be the next one we sip on together. So until then, stay grounded, stay open, stay sacred, and sip slow.